to another gaming news update here. Whereas obviously there's a lot of excitement for Gamescom. Gamescom is just a few days away. You can imagine there's going to be a lot of excitement for what will be revealed at Jeff Keighley's event on Tuesday. There is some updates in terms of more reveals that are being set for Tuesday, as well as dates for more dates being revealed for games that are going to be coming out later this year, as well as a couple of more games being revealed in between some of those date reveals that are also coming out. So we might as well get started, and we're going to start things off by finally setting a date for Until Dawn, which is going to be getting a PS5 PC release. And for those who are curious when this will finally drop, it is going to be dropping in October. They've set the date October the 4th. So just in time for Halloween, you're going to be able to enjoy the Until Dawn and be able to experience it on PC and PS5. So it's going to be available on both platforms this day. It's been built by the ground up on Unreal Engine 5. They're going to have updated character models and all the technology that Unreal Engine 5 provides. And of course, they're going to make third-person camera, modern cameras, ability functionality within the characters. And also you'll be able to control the camera freely in certain parts of the game as well, which is going to make things a little bit interesting. There's also going to be a lot of accessibility options as well, including a don't move mechanic, which is apparently now an alternative to the don't move mechanic, so that's going to be coming on the 4th of October for those who want to experience the Until Dawn on PS5 and PC. You haven't got long to wait, only 2 more months. It's available. Then on top of that, we have another game that's also getting a official release date, and that is the Dragon Age Vanguard. Is going to be coming out exactly on Halloween itself, 31st of October. You're going to be able to play the new Dragon Age on Halloween Day itself. I know it sounds crazy a game would come out on Halloween Day, but yes, it's official. It's going to be happening with the new Dragon Age, and you're going to be able to experience the new Dragon Age for yourself on Halloween Day itself. Should you fancy staying in and checking this game out and see if you're interested, seems like the perfect way to do that, is to enjoy the new Dragon Age game, which is now going to be coming to the 31st. Then on top of that, we did find out that Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which is going to be one of the games coming to the opening night live at Gamescom next week. They have got a blowout plan for the game during the event. Well, they've unfortunately have delayed the game to February next year due to the upcoming reveals that are coming. So yes, unfortunately, the game is now coming on the 11th of February 2025. It's going to be a long wait, but they have promised a 20-minute gameplay demo at Gamescom. A collector's edition reveal will be coming, as well as more previews from the press, and those who are going to be playing are going to they're going to be lifted embargoes for previews of this game at Gamescom, so you'll be able to get a much more better sense of what you can expect from this game as it arrives in February. So you'll have lots of stuff to check out if you're looking to get your hands on this game in February next year. PlayStation have also revealed their extra and premium games that are going to be dropping on Tuesday the 20th of August, just a couple of days from now. You're going to be able to have access to The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, PS5 version of that. Wild Hearts, which has also been quite successful for EA recent. Cult of the Lamb, that's also getting praised, but it's recent update. You'll be able to play that through PlayStation Plus from Tuesday. Ride 5, Watch Dogs 2 is back in the back on PlayStation Plus. It's a bit of a surprise there. Downrooted to Brew-Rooted game, as well as Sword Art Online games going to be available on PlayStation Plus, and then they're going to be having 3 lots of Time Splitters, which is Time Splitter 1, 2, and Future Perfect, classic Sword Arts game, and new Simulator from PlayStation VR 2 coming to PlayStation Plus Tuesday. So a total of 15 games join the service as we get to the closing moments of August this year. So some more games to look forward to PlayStation Plus for Tuesday. Then on top of that, we also got another look at X-Spawn, which is another tactical shooter that's going to be coming into the market next year for PlayStation and also for Xbox, and it should become PC as well. So you can definitely expect this extraction shooter to finally join the market as we enter next year. That's going to have its own extreme weather condition system, which is going to make the gameplay very and there's going to be public events as well. So yeah, it's going to be an open world, tactical open world distraction shooter that you're going to be able to experience in 2025. And I definitely expect that we will be getting previews of this at Gamescom. But they also have said recently, in the recent new trailer, or because of the new trailer, there will be a closed beta coming months. So there will be an opportunity for us to try out coming months, which is going to be fantastic to be able to see for ourselves how this game is going to function for those who are very intrigued about Excellence. So that's good. So we're not going to have long to wait to learn more. Then on top of this, we also got a physical Doom Anthology pre-order that's now coming. Yes, they've decided to do a physical release of the Doom Anthology, which is going to be available to, it's currently shipping in the US and Canada, but it's expected to be in October. Hopefully they're going to do a UK pre-order. Well, in fact, Game in the UK is doing pre-orders for Doom Anthology, which is good. But essentially, this collection comes with the Doom 1993, Doom 2, Doom 64, Doom 3, Doom from 2016, and Doom Eternal. So essentially, all the previous Doom games from 1993 to now, Eternal, are all going to be be a part of this collection, which is really, really nice. It also makes sense because we're going to be getting a brand new Doom game potentially next year, so it makes sense they're going to want an anthology to get people to catch up with previous games in preparation for the new Doom game, which should be coming out next year and also making its debut on PlayStation, which obviously this collection will make it available on PlayStation. So the new game will also join PlayStation along with Xbox next year. So that should be a blast. Then on top of that, we have got some words about the New World beta for PlayStation 5. It turns out that the New World is actually going to be getting an open beta as we head into September, because they've announced that the open beta will be at 13th to the 16th of September. It'll be available with cross-play between PlayStation, Xbox, and PC, and that participants will get to play the game's opening all the way up to level 30. You'll get a lot of rewards as part of it. These will unlock in the main game as well. So obviously general progression won't carry over, but you'll be able to preload the beta from the 11th of September, so you can obviously have to wait a little bit before you can preload it. But they have promised, I would imagine there will be some more previews coming from Gamescom regarding New World on console. Not long to go until we see more New World on console, and at least we're going to be able to try it out in September with an open beta to look forward to next month. Even though I didn't get a chance to play Close Beta, at least I get to try it through the open beta next month. Then on top of this, we do have, obviously you may have heard about the fact that Xbox are planning a game to be coming to PlayStation at Gamescom, which is going to be one of their multi-platform reveals at Gamescom. And a lot of people are wondering, what could this be? What could this be, I wonder? What sort of game could be coming to PlayStation from Xbox? A lot of people reckon it's going to be Starfield, because of that Starfield's got an update next month. It's going to have Shattered Space, so there's a possibility of that. But there's also a possibility of Forza Horizon 5 has been brought into the mix. So there's a possibility that this racing game could also join PlayStation in the coming months. So the way I see it, looks like there's two options here. It's either going to be Starfield or it's going to be Forza Horizon 5. So we'll see what happens, see which one will come. But I think a lot of people are expecting Starfield because of the new update next month. It makes sense. It would Starfield because Todd Howard's been praising this for the last year. So of course they're going to want more eyes on Starfield with the new update right around the corner. So wouldn't surprise me if Starfield comes to PlayStation in the coming weeks, because especially, and if it happens to be on the launch of Shattered Space, then it would make sense that when Shattered Space comes out, it will come to PlayStation. So I think a lot of people it'll be very interesting to see how the PlayStation community react to the fact that Starfield is coming to PlayStation finally, even though they said they weren't originally going to do this. So I'll be very intrigued to see how the community would react should Starfield become the game coming to PlayStation, the next big Xbox title to join PlayStation. We'll find out in the coming days. We're only 3 days out, less than 3 days out until we go more. Also, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is also going to be at Gamescom as well. They're going to be at the opening night live along with Call of Duty Black Ops 6, which they've promised they're going to show Black Ops 6. So we will get to see some story mission this recent Black Ops, which is coming up. Monster Hunter World, I would imagine a release date will be revealed for that. Marvel's Rivals is going to be there. Duke Awaken, which I'm hoping they're going to put a release date on that one. And Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, which is also expected to have its release date revealed this coming week. So we should know when we're going to be able to play the new Indiana Jones game. And then Civilian 7 as well, coming next year. That's another game to add to that list. So you can already see it looks like it's going to be a very busy Tuesday, you can tell. So yeah, it's going to be a busy Gamescom this year from all those titles specifically. It's going to be crazy. Then on top of that, we did find out about Horizon Astronaut Sunset remake is going to be releasing on PlayStation VR 2 on the 17th of October. So this is another release coming to VR 2 later in the year for those who want to get their hands on that game, that is. And then we also had a glimpse at the Hunt Showdown 1896, saying that it's boosting Unreal Engine visuals on PS5, which is pretty nice. And then there's also another look at Nero Berlin 2087, which has also just been released. And yeah, there's been a mixed reaction towards the game. We'll see. Maybe we'll get a release date possibly at Gamescom. We still don't have one, so maybe they'll announce it here. But yeah, it's one of those games that's getting another question mark. We'll see how it all goes. Neo Berlin 2087. And then on top of that, we go forward to discuss about the fact that there was this interesting update from Activision regarding the Call of Duty hub is going to finally reduce the download size for Black Ops 6's launch. Part of the deal is that they want to basically take Warzone out of Call of Duty hub, so it becomes its own separate thing, which is what it should have been in the first place. Why did they not think of this at first? I don't know. Pretty obvious logic. Yeah, they kind of went on to say, with these capabilities, we can recycle content less frequently used by players to streaming taxes and avoid the need to download it directly to your device storage. Going forward, more content will be included in the cache. This change, you may see older content that briefly appears in a lower quality with the streaming cache as fully loaded. The resolution of content streamed from the cache will depend on what settings you set for this feature. So that's good. And also they say that, as I said, Black Ops 6 is going to be a smaller download, which is good to see. That they make the download a little less painful for Black Ops 6 when the game comes out, when the full game comes out, that is. And then they say that the downside is that in order to prepare for this, Activision will need to push a much bigger update soon to reorganize game files and add the new tech. So that's the only downside, is that you're going to have to download a big update at some point in the coming weeks to prepare for these changes. But they also, so we can obviously expect this sizable update to appear in the near future, and hopefully it will pave the way for a less painful experience for file sizes with Black Ops 6 and future titles to come. Hopefully it will, because it's long overdue. Trust me, this is a long overdue benefit that needed to happen, and I'm glad that they're finally making it less painful to be able to download COD games. So I think a lot of us have been anxiously hoping that they were going to address, and I'm glad that they're starting at least address this problem, because it's been an ongoing problem for some time. I'm glad they're starting to get their head in the air. Maybe they need to make this a little bit less painful for players going forward, especially with Black Ops 6 on the horizon, especially with the beta coming up very, very soon. Also, you may have seen that Overwatch 2 is integrated with Game Pass this month, because they're celebrating the Season 12, which has gone live, and from the 17th of September, Game Pass members are going to be able to get extra content on Overwatch 2, which includes 6 awesome hero skins and more are going to be included as part of this package. And then the best thing about this is that they're going to keep adding more stuff for Game Pass members. So that'll be good. So you'll be able to select shop prospects per season, and a stack of XP. Additional in-game collectibles are going to be available. So it all ties in with the new season, which will be kicking off on Tuesday for Overwatch. But then these Game Pass benefits are going to go live on the 17th of September. So you're going to have to wait till then in order to claim those bonuses. you're a Game Pass member. But it's nice to see that they're integrating with Xbox Game Pass with Overwatch 2. So it might not be long until Overwatch 2 becomes available on Game Pass for those who don't have Overwatch 2, haven't downloaded already. Maybe enjoy Game Pass coming weeks. We also had a bit of an update about Outer Worlds 2 that apparently it's looking incredible from a Obsidian CEO who's keeping up with the development of Outer Worlds 2. It seems like the game's getting a lot of praise by many of the devs who are working on it. So it's nice to see the game's coming together nicely. We also had another gameplay preview of Splitgate 2, which we know is coming. In 2025, we don't have an exact date for its release in 2025. We could definitely expect it to launch sometime next year, where they're going to be let us choose factions, customize our weapons, customize our border skills and threats. So I'm looking forward to checking this game out next year. But it's nice to see we're getting more gameplay of this. So I feel like this game has potential. And then we also had another open world and locations view of Stalker 2 as it prepares for its release in just a few 3 months' time in November. So it's nice to see we get much needed look at all the worlds and locations that we're going to be going to in Stalker 2. They're going to make up the story for this game, which is going to be amazing. So it's looking very, very good about detail. And also the Xbox Store is adding wish lists again through the console home screen, so you're going to be able to see your wish list going forward. If you're wanting to add some games to your wish list that you want to buy on Xbox, then yeah, it won't be too long. You'll be able to see that and see all your achievements and everything. So on top of that, we also found out some more about the fact that Final Fantasy 16 could be very, very close to its Xbox release date, as it's going to happen. They're just waiting for Square Enix to announce its release on Game Pass. So it's a possibility that at Gamescom next week we might finally get the word about Final Fantasy 16's Xbox release. A lot of people are actually waiting for Square Enix to finally set the date for the Xbox release. So hopefully it won't be too long until we find out when Xbox players are going to be able to play Final Fantasy 16 to learn that. So yeah, maybe not too long until Xbox players enjoy the recent Final Fantasy game. And then on top of that, Dead Islands 2 is going to get the new Game Plus support mode in October. Kind of a big update for them in time for Halloween, those who are still playing Dead Islands 2. And also there's a trailer that's been filed. They suggest that Dying Light maybe get the new game called Beast, potentially. So that's interesting. There's going to be another Dying Light piece of content down the road. To our fans of Dying Light, might be more content on the way, guys, pretty soon. So that's. There's also been some stuff found at the Minecraft database, which includes a new PlayStation ID will be getting close. And also, Valorant's been pretty busy as well. They're introducing a new technology called anti-toxic feature, which is basically blacklist, a way to essentially eliminate toxicity. And they're basically, the months after Riot overhauled the Valorant guidelines, they're trying to push more toxic players off their platform. So this is essentially another way of doing that. Essentially, it's like a void players mechanic, which is really nice. So it's nice to see they're adding some new ways to deal with, essentially a new way to deal with toxic players on Valorant, which is pretty nice. So Valorant players, hopefully, things are going to be less toxic. Also, another game that's been pushed to 2025 is The Place, which is meant to be coming for Xbox and PC, but it's now going to be coming out next year. It's meant to come out this year, but yeah, unfortunately, we're going to have to wait for some time for those who want to check that out.
All right, to add to the gaming news update, we might as well discuss about that the European Union is now getting access to Fortnite on mobile through the Epic Games Store app on mobile, because yes, iOS and Android devices are now getting access to the Epic Games Store app, which is now becoming available. Apparently, it's meant to be made available globally, but in iOS devices, it seems to only be affecting in Europe or EU, where this functionality seems to be happening. So it seems to be only in this sector. So it is a little bit of a pain for us lot here in the UK who are trying our best to get access to the Epic Games Store app, but we're having to. But it's only European Union that seems to get the much better access towards the Epic Games Store app at this time. But I'm hoping us US, not in the UK, will have access to it at some point because they need to make it available. Also, you may have heard the recent discussions about the Activision shutting down a mod for Modern Warfare Remastered. That's caused a lot of bit of a controversy. It was basically a fan-made mod that would add Modern Warfare 2 content to Modern Warfare Remastered on PC. That was killed by Activision as Activision kind of ceased that project. It was meant to go live on Friday, but then Activision just ceased and just sorry with lawyers representing Activision because they wrote a post that says today our team members received a cease and desist order on behalf of Activision Publishing in relation to the HTM mod project. We're complained by the orders and shutting down all operations immediately and permanently. So this is just really unfortunate that Activision is once again using bullying tactics to take down things that are basically becoming fan favorites to many of its players, and using this as a way to cause more hype. But mind you, the actual mod did get leaked following the cease and desist letter that they received yesterday. Somehow the mod files was able to leak, and over 800 people were playing the mod at the time of the writing, thousands to believe to have downloaded it. So very interesting. There's even a petition for people to live in peace, for this mod to live in peace. Over 7,000 have accepted the petition recently. So we'll see if Activision responds to this at any time, which will be very interesting. On top of that, Goat Simulator 3 could be getting a Nintendo Switch release, as it's already been rated to be receiving a Nintendo Switch version of the game. That could very well be on the way very soon, which is another place for Goat Simulator 3 to conquer, should it finally make its way to the platform this year. Elder Scrolls has just received a new mobile game called Elder Scrolls Castles that gets a 10th of September release for those. So yeah, this is another Elder Scrolls mobile release from Bethesda that's going to be releasing in next month, which I know a lot of people are going to be not too keen to hear that they're releasing another mobile game, but I'm sure some people are going to be playing it, I'm sure. But yeah, on top of that, we also got another set of details is that Valorant is bringing the SteamOS support system to rival handhelds, which is very interesting. You can read that in the description if you want to read more about this deal that they're approaching right now, which is quite telling. But yeah, another big news being Nintendo Switch 2 will not be launching in this financial year. It's been pushed back into the later half of 2025's financial year. So we're talking straight after March, heading in this next year into March 2026. So from April to March 2026, it's going to be around that time now when we can expect the Nintendo Switch 2 to essentially launch to the consumers and to us who are eagerly waiting for this handheld to be made available, which, I mean, it'll be interesting to see how Nintendo are going to handle the reveals because it's meant to be revealed next year. So it'll be interesting to see how all those plans have changed since the delay to the release of the hardware now seems to be happening. And then on top of that, we got a post-launch roadmap for Concord. This is the game that's going to be coming out for those who have brought the Digital Deluxe Edition. They're going to be able to play from Tuesday. Everyone else will be able to play 3 days later on August 23rd. And essentially what the roadmap is looking like this. So essentially, Season 1 will be launching in October with a new front run, a new free gunner, a new map, new Valorant, quality of life updates, new cosmetics and rewards, and new vigilance. And then the same similar thing will be happening in January for Season 2, and the same will happen again in Season 3 in April, when they will launch the 3rd season of Concord. And then I would imagine there'll be a Season 4, maybe even a Season 5 that could happen later in that year as well. But they have promised, basically they're promising a total of 16 free gunners, 8 varieties, 6 modes, and 12 maps over the course of the next year. So there's going to be quite a bit of content coming for Concord as it hopes to. And also the best thing is you don't have to pay. It's going to be free post-launch content, so it's going to be free for everyone, and also it will launch an in-game store for players as well to essentially probably get their hands on all the new skins for the free. Well, basically get their hands on some stuff for the free gunners, pretty much. But yeah, I mean, their way of saying is that with season one, they're introducing an in-game store that for those to personalize their free gunners further and add additional cosmetic items to continue to support the game. So yeah, that does kind of sound like a little bit like microtransactions, doesn't it? And these will supply the hundred of rewards earned through the progression will be solely cosmetic and optional and not and will have no gameplay impact. Which yeah, a lot of people are hesitant about that, considering this is the PlayStation we're talking about, and they love to squeeze some stuff in when they can. So yeah, this is the roadmap we're working with for Concord as we head to its launch. Well, its digital deluxe edition launch, which will be on Tuesday, and then it'll be coming out fully later this coming week. So we'll have obviously there's going to be quite a bit of stuff to talk about with Concord as it finally arrives on console. So it's going to be tremendous to finally have the game in our hands, which would be great for this, and also the achievements for Black Myth Wonka, which is going to be cut, which has now come out. The achievements have just been released for this game as in preparation for its release in the coming days. We all know that game is going to be coming very, very soon. So yeah, it's going to be pretty nice for those who want to get their hands on that. Take a look at some of the achievements that are going to be arriving for that game soon. But apart from that, really, I think we're pretty much good. Pretty much good in terms of releases at this time. I mean, it's all pretty quiet stuff really this week. There's, like I said, there's not really a lot going on. We're kind of waiting for Gamescom opening night live to start, and the real stuff will begin. The exciting stuff will start happening for 2024. Have a lot of exciting things to come from Gamescom as we head into Tuesday, and hopefully I'll get my co-stream invites and then I can deliver you the Twitch drop, which by the way will be another Warframe Twitch drop for Gamescom, and that will be the Twitch drop for those who will be co-streaming. So fingers crossed, should I get my invite, I'll be able to offer that Twitch drop to all my viewers on Tuesday. Should you fancy watching my stream on Tuesday as we enjoy the reveals that are happening at Gamescom. Thanks for watching and enjoy the rest of your weekend.